So it was barely an inconvenience for the Billionaires Welfare package to pass the Rules Committee. With a 7-6 vote, they advanced it to the House. The Republican that I had mentioned in one of my last videos that said that it was a non-starter, that was Ralph Norman. And he actually did keep his word and vote against it. Chip Roy, another Republican, also voted against it, but they didn't have enough votes in the Rules Committee to stop the advancement. So it went to the House. And they have been debating for 8 hours so far about this bill. Hakeem Jeffries stood 7 hours on the House floor to talk about this bill and its effects to the American people. Only for the Republicans to get up right after him, Mike Johnson, I'm talking to you, and basically continue the lies that they have been spewing this entire time. Lies like this bill is going to help farmers, or this bill is designed to help small businesses and cut taxes for middle-income families. None of that is in this bill. They are literally sitting on the House floor and they are lying to you. And gullible people are going to cheer on this bill because I don't even know. The information silos they have, they enjoy being lied to. They don't do any research for themselves. They haven't read the bill and want people that they already agree with to tell them what's in it. And those people know that and are lying to them. I don't know why people are believing that this bill will do anything at all to help the middle class. It won't. They are expecting to have a vote on this very soon. It will be a close vote, but if everybody votes on party lines, the bill will pass. Now, as I've said in multiple videos, this bill is expected to take billions of dollars away from healthcare for people who need it. There are 72 million people on Medicaid in the United States. 17 million people out of that 72 are expected to be thrown off their Medicaid. This will have a huge effect even if you are not on Medicaid. The reason why is because Medicaid helps hospitals keep their doors open, especially in rural areas. And most rural areas are in red states where the poverty level is already low. So these people who only really have 1 or 2 hospitals or clinics that they can go to, and those hospitals or clinics are being kept open by the government funding of Medicaid, if those hospitals close, those people will no longer have a very close hospital to get to, if they need to get to one. And disproportionately, those people voted red. 1 out of 4 nursing homes are expected to close because of the cuts to Medicaid, and subsequently the cuts to Medicare that are also happening in this bill. I said before that $285 billion is going to be taken out of WIC programs. These programs are a lot more prevalent in states that have a higher poverty rate, which is also subsequently red states. Now, Louisiana has the highest poverty rate in the country. Louisiana receives about $26 billion more from the government than they give, and 18.5% of their population is on SNAP. Oklahoma receives about $18 billion more from the government than they give, and 16.9% of their population is on SNAP. West Virginia receives about $20 billion more from the government than they give, and 15.7% of their population is on SNAP. Alabama receives $41 billion more from the government than they give, and 14.7% of their population is on SNAP. These are all red states. These are all states that voted for Republicans, that voted for bone spurs, that voted claiming that they wanted something done about the economy. These states are leecher states who get welfare from the government. And they just voted to have their welfare taken away. Because if this bill passes, which it is a very likelihood that it is, that money is going to be taken away from those states. And they are some of the highest users of these programs. Now, taking it from the other side, the states that give more to the federal government than they receive: New York with $89 billion given to the government, California with $78 billion more given to the government, New Jersey with $70 billion given to the government, Washington State with $55 billion given to the government, Massachusetts with $46 billion given to the government, and Minnesota with $44 billion given to the government. All of these states vote blue and are under Democratic leadership for the most part. And these are the states that are targeted heavily by ICE. I wonder, since the government wants to put all of its efforts away from helping the people who elected them into those positions, and they want to put more money into their own pocket via tax cuts and this Billionaires Welfare package, I wonder what would happen if just the states that I mentioned started using their $1 billion that they're sending to the government back on its own people. If the federal government is no longer helping the people, then perhaps an argument for states' rights to help its own people using the money that they were giving to the federal government should be had. If you want to argue states' rights, a state has a right to help its own people. And if the federal government is no longer helping the people of those states, then perhaps those states should keep their money away from the federal government and put it back into the state. I'm not a lawyer, not claiming to be, but put in the comments if you think that would be a legal argument. Because honestly, if the federal government is no longer going to help the people, I feel like the state should have the right to use their money to help their own people. I'm just saying.